Good evening. This is Uncle Yab, and we're gabbing with Gab. And I got my co-host here, Richard Carrington. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Glad to be here as usual.
Yeah. We're going to talk about this acquittal thing. Oh man, they just can't get the guy. Huh? They can't get him.
Untouchable.
I mean, they tried. They acquitted him, and basically what they were saying is that the incitement wasn't because of what he said.
Right.
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 And I mean, I don't know. What do you think about that?
Well, I think it was clear, man. I think that, it's politics, and that's what politics is. But I think that based on the evidence that the Democrats and the prosecution put forth, it seemed like it was a slam dunk to me. It seemed like he definitely incited those people. And they had people saying, I'm here because he told me to come here.
Right.
He wanted us to stand and wanted us to disrupt.
Right. I just don't understand. It seems to me that when they doing something like that in the Capitol versus the Supreme Court is different. What's so different about having a jury? Well, that's not really a jury in the Capitol, right?
Right.
It's just a hearing.
Right.
So maybe that the big difference between a Superior Court trial type thing.
Right.
Because they may look at it as, okay, this and that and the other. But when you take it into Superior Court, you have a judge, you have a jury, right?
Right.
So it must be different. They trying to say that he didn't incite it because obviously he wasn't there. Right. And you can't incite nothing by just saying things. That's what I think they're saying.
Right. I mean, I think that's part of what they were saying, the big part of what they were saying. But the other thing I realize is that it was the senators who voted. You know what I'm saying? So who voted up or down for him, or yea or nay? And,
right.
They said 6 or 7 of them went and voted with the Democrats, or voted with the prosecution.
Right.
And I mean, I don't know, man. I'm torn because he was out of office when they did this, and like, what were they? I mean, I know what they wanted to do is basically say he couldn't run again. That was the biggest thing behind this, was to say he was guilty.
Yeah.
Therefore, he couldn't run for president again, because the reality is that him winning that means he can run again.
Right.
And that he had 70-something million people vote for him.
Yeah.
That's a strong base, man.
That's true. And now that he's acquitted of that, they got that guy. What's his name? Benny Thompson. He's a representative from somewhere, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And he's supposed to be putting a lawsuit against him and Rudy Giuliani. Okay. And what he's doing, he's putting that lawsuit on him on this particular lawsuit that was dated back to the Ku Klux Klan era. And he's bringing up charges on that based on something that happened back then.
Okay.
Saying that a political figure inciting a riot and stuff like that. But instead of this being a capital issue, this is going to be a Superior Court issue. So this guy's trying to get him, man.
Yeah, I mean.
So he got an answer to it. So I think he's kind of worried about that, because he's got through with the capital issue and stuff like that. But now he's got other lawsuits pending.
Right. Yeah. They said he had a ton of lawsuits, not just this, but other stuff that people going after him for. So
yeah.
He's not out the woods, but he did get a victory, and he let it be known, that he won,
Yeah.
But the sad thing is that we saw with our own eyes what he did.
Oh yeah.
And the country has been, hurt based on his words and what he did.
That's right.
And his job was to do no harm.
Yep.
And to, protect the country from enemies, domestic and foreign.
Yeah, exactly.
And those domestic enemies went up there and tore that place up, and he did not protect them.
You right, man.
He did not protect us. So
no, he didn't.
I think he'll forever go down as one of the worst presidents, and regardless of the business world, because he did have the economy flowing for a while, but he also did some serious damage.
Right. Yep. You're right. So I don't know what's going to happen now, man. I just hope they just get everything situated with him and get him to the point where he's not a factor. Right. He's talking about running in 2024.
Yeah.
But what I think he's going to wind up doing, he's going to wind up bringing that whole Republican Party down, man. He's going to bring that Republican Party down. they're just gonna come crumbling down in shambles, because right now the whole Republican Party is torn.
It
You know,
is
50% with him and 50% saying that he wasn't good.
It's torn, man. But let me tell you something. If Biden doesn't follow through with the things he said he's going to do, it's going to leave room for him, man. Because Biden promised these things, man. He promised, to help people with the tuition, and he promised to do the stimulus stuff, and stuff is taking a while, man. And he hasn't even talked about reparations or met with people with reparations. And I'm telling you, man, if he doesn't follow through with the things he said he was going to do, Trump could come back in, man. Believe it or not.
Yeah, 4 years. And I hope that doesn't happen, but that's the reality of things, man. I'm glad you said that. He could be right back in there, but I tell you what, I mean, I don't give what nobody say. He's not gonna get my vote.
No.
But if I'm still Democrat, but like you said, I hope Biden goes through with everything he said he would do and make good at it.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping and praying that things go well like that. So far, the stimulus is supposed to be coming, right?
Yeah, they said next month, but even with that stimulus, he's backtracked on some things. Said it was gonna be 2,000. It was gonna be this. Right. It was gonna be for everybody. And then they changed the income guidelines and all that.
Right.
So, it's pushing out some people. Some people are not going to be eligible for the stimulus that were eligible last time.
Gotcha.
So now you're looking at people saying, okay, well,
what about me?
Yeah, and when Trump was in, I got mine.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And and people's pocketbooks, man, their wallets are what affects them the most, man. We got
money
be real.
talk, huh?
We got to be real, man. Your money is
money
what
talks.
Yeah. So I just hope that he follows through, just being a man of his word. Being that I voted for him based on him saying he was going to do these things. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I'm the same here. I'm the same way. If I'm taking him for his word, that he would come through with different policies and different things that he's trying to pass and write off and stuff like that. So he need to get on the ball, man.
Yeah.
And another thing that's killing me too. What's going on with this vaccine? Why is it that so many people can't get the vaccine, or they go online and it's hard to get a what do you call it?
Yeah.
Get an appointment thing like that. Yeah, I don't get that.
Yeah,
so is that a state-to-state thing, or that's a federal thing?
See, and that's the thing. See, we don't know, man. But here's the thing: he had this plan that it was going to be roll out smooth and all this stuff.
Right.
That's what I'm saying, man. These are the things that people,
Yeah.
everything's recorded, man.
Oh,
Everything we say now, for the rest of the world, it's like someone's
gonna, for the record.
Somebody can pull it up and say, on this day,
Yeah.
Richard Larry said this,
Exactly.
at 10 o'clock or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they know, that he said that he was going to take care of this COVID stuff
Yep.
and all that. And now there's like 7 different strains. They were supposed to open the schools. Now they're not going to open the schools.
Yeah.
It's like there's a whole bunch of stuff, man. And
That's
sometimes,
true.
man,
That's
you be
true.
realistic. Sometimes it's easier to say it than to do it.
Yeah.
And when you're not in charge of, handling it,
Mm-hmm.
you can say, I would have done it this way, I'm going to do it this way. Then
Yeah.
you get in there and say, okay, I got to deal with these people over here, I got to deal with these people over here.
That's
you
right.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it can be hard. It can be hard.
But we're going to give him a chance, but it's just
Of
that
course.
he got to step up, man.
Yeah, he do.
Because
it has only been a little over a month, right?
Yeah.
So
So it's they judge the presidents, I think, on the first 100 days. Usually
Right.
is what they say, what they do, because that's the bulk of their success happens in the first 100 days.
right.
He's done some executive orders and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see, man. But this, like you said, man, with this vaccine thing, man, they got to get this thing together, man, because if people lining up and waiting 6 hours and then there's nothing there. And,
Yeah, that's not
stuff
good.
No, man.
And then too, they want to bring the kids back to school.
Right.
But I don't get why they're not including the teachers in the vaccination as well.
Right.
Teachers, firemen, policemen.
Right.
I just don't get it, man. If you want the kids to go back to school,
Right.
but you don't want the people that teach them to get vaccinated.
Right.
And that's the problem. The
Yes.
teachers don't want to go back to school.
No.
Because they scared
Yeah.
they might catch it going back to work.
Mm-hmm.
And they got a valid right. A
And
valid
then,
right.
you're a teacher, and you got 2, 3 kids at home, and then you going in, you expose, you bringing it back home to
Right.
your kids. You know what I'm saying?
And
And everybody's just moving, and then people that need to be vaccinated aren't vaccinated. Then how do we ever get out of this thing?
Right, and it's going to be a chain reaction. So I just don't get why the teachers not getting a fair shake in this thing.
and those teachers unions are strong.
Yeah.
They're real strong, man.
Yeah.
And they're saying like, we're not going back. We're not going back full time or whatever until.
Yeah, and I don't blame them. They need to get these teachers vaccinated first, so at least they'll feel good about coming into the classroom and doing their job.
Right.
I get that people are tired, the kids are bugging you and making it hard for you at home.
Right.
But first of all, you got to get it set up at school first, and then you can go on with that.
Right.
But once again, I will say that vaccination is a good thing, and not only that, here in this area where we live, man, the numbers seem to be coming down a little bit, the percentages. So that's a good thing. I thank God about that.
Yeah.
And it's coming to a point where they're going to have everything to the point where it's 100% occupancy. As far as people coming to the restaurants and stuff like that.
Yes.
Of course, you can still wear your mask, but they can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, and that's great for businesses and restaurants, because they've been hammered, they've been really hurt.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
This thing has really done a job on the world.
Yes, it has.
It's done a job on our country, and it'll never be the same.
You're right.
I mean, we'll come back to somewhat normalcy, as they say, but it'll never be the same.
No, it won't be.
And I mean, because they say we'll be wearing masks another year at least.
Yeah.
That's what I heard recently, and that. I mean, if that's what we got to do, that's what we got to do. But that's not.
Yeah, what you want.
Yeah.
But that's not what's preferred.
Right.
And like you said, a couple of years ago, we wasn't wearing masks.
Right.
Now all of a
Think
sudden,
about that.
Yeah. Now all of a sudden, our lives and the way we do things has drastically changed.
Yeah.
And
you can't let down. That's the other thing, man. People gotta realize, like, you can get comfortable when things are going good, and you start hanging out, and you start doing this, and then boom.
Yep.
Because what we see happening most is like even like in sports and stuff. You see, okay, this guy went to the barber shop. I think it was Kevin Durant. He went to the barber shop. His barber didn't have it, but somebody that was there had it.
Yep.
He couldn't play.
Mm-hmm.
Then they let him play, and then they find out that one of the other guys there had it, and that now he's out for 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So
crazy.
That's happening to them. How many of us? And they get tested every day. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So how many of us who don't get tested every day, or who are dealing with maybe similar situations, like especially out in the South, man?
Oh, of course.
I'm scared to be out there. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Because they like, we doing what we want.
Yeah, I heard that. Especially down in like places like Alabama, Georgia.
Yep.
They just don't care.
Yeah.
And I don't get it. But I tell you what, like you said, I'm staying away from those places for a
man.
while.
Like I tell my son, he's in North Carolina. I'm like, man, I don't care what anybody's doing. You wear those masks.
Exactly.
Because
it's still out there, man.
Yeah, man.
It's still out there. And like you said, down south, I don't get what they're doing, but they acting like there's no pandemic at all.
Yeah.
Nothing at all. So I say to them, God bless them, but I'm not gonna be a part of it.
I seen the death reports. I seen the death certificates. I made the death certificates. I know.
I've seen the bodies.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, there's a friend of mine that worked here. His pops passed away, and I think it was due to complications with COVID too. And it's sad. Rest his soul and everything like that.
Yeah, I had a relative pass away here last week.
Sorry to hear that, man. It's rough, man. It's rough. So people, and then too, getting back to the basketball players and stuff like that. That guy that played for the Celtics, he got over it and everything, but he still said he's feeling the remnants of it, of the COVID, probably in his breathing.
Yeah, was it Brown?
No, Jalen, the tall brother, light-skinned brother.
Tatum.
Tatum.
Yeah, he said he was saying something like he couldn't run like he used to, and all
couldn't
that
his
stuff,
breathing.
Man. Yeah,
his breathing, man.
Yeah,
and that's because of COVID.
So it's like we really can't play around with this thing.
No, and I'm the same way. I'm still doing what I'm doing. I'm not going to see people. People not coming on my house. As far as me grooming myself and cutting my hair, I cut my own hair.
Yeah, man. Me too, man. Getting in
I
with
get
the
in there
clippers
with
and
the
the
clippers,
razor.
and that's what I do.
Boom.
Ain't nobody touching my hair. I haven't been to the barbershop in years.
Yeah, man.
Because I figure I don't have no hair, so I can do the same thing they can do.
That's right.
And save my money.
Cut it all off.
But I guess these cats, a lot of people just kind of, I think maybe they think in a certain way, unconsciously, they think they're invincible. or thinking it won't happen to them.
Right.
But hey, when it get on you, it's gonna get on you.
Yeah, man. And you know, if it get on you bad, you in trouble.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah.
You are in trouble. I seen it, man. You know, one
Mhm.
time, one morning I woke up and I had a little cough. I was like, oh God, and I felt it. I said, oh man.
Yo,
You know.
yeah.
But yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because any other time, you know, I cough and it's not an issue.
Ain't no
But then
big
you're
deal.
saying, well, this going on, I'm seeing it. I'm
Right.
like, oh God, is it me now?
Yeah,
You know?
I got it now.
Yeah.
I did that the same time one time too. A couple
Yeah.
times, like before, like during the beginning of, like the middle of it.
Yeah.
I said, damn, you know, I was like, I got a fever. Or something.
Right. Then you
Oh, God.
start making stuff up. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? Yeah,
right.
oh, I am a little warm. I am. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
it be in your head.
And
man.
right, I think so too. You didn't even think, man, I'm feeling warm today.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
why? You
Yeah.
know, and then it go away.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, well, I'm smelling good. I'm tasting
Right,
good.
right.
But yeah, we joking about it, but it's
But
definitely
But
serious.
it's real, man.
Serious.
Yeah, it's real serious, man. And you know, I just want people to be smart, man, and not,
Yeah.
you know, and not be selfish, you know, and say, you know, like I'd love to go out, you know, all the time. You know, I like taking my wife out, you know, us doing stuff and everything, but you got to do it the smart way.
Yes, you do, man.
And within the guidelines, and that's, you know, they give you the guidance on how to, you know, operate. And if you operate that way and you're extra safe,
Yep.
you should be fine. But you know, you got to be mindful.
You're right. I tell you what, I took my girlfriend down to Cape Cod for the Valentine's
Oh
Day.
yeah, all right.
And we had another couple with us and everything. We had a good time, man. We got an Airbnb down there.
Oh, nice.
And we just we pretty much didn't do a whole lot. We sat in the house and watched movies, and then we went out to eat the actual Valentine's Day. Had a few drinks and stuff like that, man. We had a good time when we did a little
Nice.
shopping.
Nice, man.
And we
Nice.
came back home Monday.
Okay.
Monday morning,
All right.
but you know that was it. That was
Nice.
it. We made sure we excuse me, washed our hands and kept
Yeah,
safe and stuff
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
And when we went out,
Yeah.
we had on masks.
Yep, you got to do the routine, man. You got to do it.
You know, you just gotta be careful, man, because you just never know. You never know. Just like, you know, and we're gonna change the subject now, talking about down there in Texas.
Yes.
Man, that snow and the weather's killing them down there.
Yeah, man.
Killing them.
Yeah, they weren't ready for that.
No, they wasn't. And you figure they probably didn't have no snow like that for like 30, 40 years.
Yeah, man.
You know, but when it hits you, it hits you hard.
They hit you, man. And they said they were out of power in a lot of places, man. They've been without power.
Yeah, they have the grid, the electrical grid down there is not. They say it can't hold the capacity or something like that.
Wow.
But see, a lot of people don't know this. Texas is the only state that deals with their own electrical grid and things like
Yeah.
that. They don't do anything with the government.
Okay.
You know, so they do their
Yeah.
own thing,
Right.
which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
But look what's going on with them now.
Yeah.
You know, so in other words, they can't get any help from no other states
Right.
because of how they
Is it
set themselves up.
independent?
They're independent.
Okay.
You're right. You're
Okay.
right. It's independent.
So they got to take care. They got to fix it themselves.
Themselves, yep. Or find a way to make it better themselves. You know, and it's crazy.
Yeah, it's something, man.
A lot of people dying, and what they dying of is carbon monoxide poisoning because they can't heat their house up because, you know, pipes busting, so they're going outside getting, you know, sitting in their car. But they don't realize that you can't run your car with the garage door down.
Right.
It has to be ventilated.
Right.
And a lot of people just don't understand because they're not used to it.
Yeah.
And it's sad, man. It's sad.
It really is, man. You know, praying for them down there, man.
Yeah.
Because that's terrible thing. See, man, we didn't been through it all, man.
Yeah.
Blizzards and
Yeah.
snowstorms and, you know,
Right,
torrential rain, you know,
Mhm.
fire. We didn't dealt
Mhm.
with it all up here, man. I think, you know, we're made different up here now, man.
Yep.
Because of, you know, the elements.
But down there, man, they can't take it. And they definitely not ready for us trucks and stuff like that.
Right.
So I just hope it all passes. But I think that same storm is coming up here, huh?
Yeah, that's what they said.
Yeah. And so we should. They said it's going to start snowing, but tomorrow night,
Tomorrow,
Thursday
yeah.
night,
Yeah.
and we may get what 4 to 6. They said.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, that's light for us, but
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
we more than that. You know, that don't stop us. You know,
Up here in
you
New
got to
England,
get
we
us
keep it
like
moving.
18 and 24 to stop us.
You're
you know?
right. Or at least slow us down.
Slow us down a little bit, but so.
I remember when I first came up here, man, I was like, man, nobody, they don't slow down with snowstorm or
I
nothing.
know, I
And
know,
I
man.
got into it. I understand, okay, what's a big city? They ain't used to it, so they keep everything moving, the malls stay open,
People be
and
driving
all that stuff. Yeah.
fast. and
Yeah,
stuff.
like it's, you know, it's a sunny
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, man.
It's crazy, man. Crazy.
Yeah, we just gotta pray
That's right. That's right. But they said hopefully they can push through the weekend, and then next week it'll go back up to like probably like 60 degrees there,
Oh, okay.
or 40,
Right.
which is good for them.
That would be able, they'll be able to function better.
Yeah, 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 man. But it's been some trying times, man.
Yeah.
Trying times, you know. But we gonna hang in here. We gonna
We
use
have
this
to.
podcast. We gonna use this podcast forum to get the people what they need.
Absolutely, man.
And once again, you guys, if you guys want to support the show, you can always go to my website, or I'm on Apple Podcasts, I'm on Google Podcasts, I'm even on Amazon Podcasts, and you can, when you see me there, it's a button where you can go and support the show, and just give me a little something, anything would help, because I'm still doing this, I'm still striving to be great,
Yes.
and hopefully, I can get a big break and we can do some more good things with the podcast. But right now, we're going to keep bringing it to you just like this, and we're going to keep the party going.
Yes.
You got anything else to say?
No, just be safe out there.
All right, you guys. This is Gab with Yab, and we out. Peace.
Peace.
Another one.
Man, that Texas stuff, man.
Yeah.